Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Order. Set. Move.
Put your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're now going to have the national anthem sung by Melissa Close and Melissa Hayasi from the Valley Community Church.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, ladies, for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem. And thank you, Private Gonzalez, for leading us in the pledge this morning. I would like to introduce our dignitaries at this time. The most important dignitaries here this morning are the ones we are honoring, our veterans. Can we have all the veterans please stand? like to start by recognizing the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 10218 Commander Michael Felix, who you just heard from. Adolph? Yes. I'd also like to recognize American Legion Post 261 Commander Tony Farinella. You're with us. Now for our city elected officials, I'd like to start off with our Mayor, Andre Quintero. Our Mayor Pro Tem, Bart Patel. Councilmember Juventino J. Gomez. Councilwoman Norma Macias. Councilwoman Victoria Martinez. City Clerk Jonathan Hawes. And a special just recognition for our City Treasurer, who's not with us today because he had a terrible accident, otherwise he'd be here, Mr. Jerry Velasco. From our 24th Senatorial District, the Honorable Senator Dr. Ed Hernandez. From the El Monte City School District Board of Education, Vice President Kathy Heredia. From our city staff, our Assistant City Manager, Jesus Gomez. Our Economic Development Director, Mr. Min Tai. Our Finance Director, Ms. Ernestine Jones. Our Human Resources Director, Ms. Debbie Scott Lystra. Our Public Works Maintenance Superintendent, Mr. Mike Rodriguez. Los Angeles County Fire Department Station 166 Battalion Chief, Dave Geese. I also see that several of our city commissioners are present today. Could all our city commissioners please stand and be acknowledged? Thank you for joining us today. It is my privilege to now start the formal part of today's ceremony with the tribute from our elected officials, commencing with our Mayor, Andre Quintero.
Good morning. What a beautiful day to celebrate this day, our Veterans Day. I've said this before on so many different occasions, but I love to be able to repeat this story. Veterans have played a huge role in my life. When I was 16 years old, I got an incredible opportunity. Post 261 gave me the opportunity to go to Sacramento and to learn about politics and government, and then eventually to go to Washington, D.C. to learn about federal politics and government through Boys Nation. An incredible program that the American Legion has sponsored over so many years and has had an impact on so many young people, both boys and girls alike. And I'm truly honored to see the Boy State Chairman who was there when I was 16 years old, Mr. Russ McFadden, a longtime teacher in our city. Mr. McFadden, if you would just take a moment and stand and be acknowledged. Because it is through their effort over so many years, not just in times of war, but also in times of peace, making sure that our communities understand the sacrifices that were made for us. We had recently an election, and right before that election I mentioned to folks, please don't take this election, or any election, for granted. That vote that you have was paid for by so many people, both living and dead. And so I want to say to our veterans today, thank you very much. Particular thanks in my heart to Post 261 for intervening in the life of a young person and giving me the wings to be able to do all the things that I've wanted to do in my life. And I'm living that dream thanks to you. So when you get a chance to say today, to see a veteran, give them a big thank you. Not just for what they do in their service, but what they do every day of their life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to ask our Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Mark Patel.
Veterans, thank you, thank you, thank you. For the veterans that are serving in the military, for the veterans that are not in the military, for the veterans that are no longer here. You do what you do so we can do what we have to do here. And without that protection and security, we wouldn't have one of the greatest countries that man has ever seen on the face of the earth. 1.8 million veterans in California. Over 700,000 veterans in LA County. 18 veterans commit suicide every day across our country. And I ran across a very interesting organization that's been in existence since 1988. It's called the Robin Hood Foundation, brainchild of a gentleman named Paul Tudor Jones. And they're a New York-based organization, and they've done some really, really incredible things. And they call it Venture Philanthropic Metrics. And what they do, they take investment principles with philanthropic guidelines. And what initiative that they took about 3 years ago is they saw the need of what was happening with veterans and all across in that region. And they've raised over $14 million in the last 3 years. And a lot of that money has gone to education, benefits, employment, housing, legal services, mental health services. The Robin Hood Foundation is considered one of the most effective and stimulating nonprofit organizations in the world. And the reason I bring this up today is because they're doing a lot of good, a lot of great things for the veterans in that region. We live in Los Angeles. We live in one of the wealthiest cities where we have more billionaires in an arm's length distance than a lot of other parts of the world. I want to say that, you know, if these people can come together in New York, why can't we do it in Los Angeles, where we have an extremely high veteran population? What they're doing, we can do the same thing. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So, the movers and shakers out there, please take heed. Our small little city is trying to do our part. With the leadership of Jay Gomez, Michael Felix, we had a beautiful event last year on Veterans Day, where we had the opening of the Veterans Village on Ramona Boulevard. We have VFW over here, where Michael Felix and his team are doing sort of the same services, but on a very limited resources base. And my challenge out there is, let's do it here in Los Angeles. We have the resources, we have the talent, we just need the willpower to move forward. So I want to thank all those people at the Robin Hood Foundation. They're doing so many great things out there. And it's nothing that we have to redesign again. We can just copy and paste, and we can put it right here in Los Angeles. So in closing, I want to thank the staff for putting this together, all the time and energy. And in particular, I want to thank the Public Works Department as well. They're the ones who come up, set up everything, and they're the ones who are going to break it down when we all go home. So, God bless the United States of America, and God bless our beautiful little city, Monte.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I'd like to now invite Councilmember Jay Gomez.
Good morning. You know, I look at all the veterans, all my brothers and sisters here. I see that we're celebrating here in the city Veterans Day. Just the other day, I was down at the VA hospital in Long Beach. And I was there to meet my doctor and to get some physical therapy. And it just happens that the section I was in the same section where men and women are going for their prosthesis. That's amputees, men and women. And as I sat there, I got there a little early. For all of you that know me, I get to different places real early, and I just sit there and wait. And I was looking at some of the men and women. A young lady was a double amputee. She looked pretty young, either Afghan or Iraq. I was looking at some older guys like me. There was one young man, must have been in his 30s, that he was walking around the room counting every little square on the floor. Now understand, this is not psych therapy that they were at. It was prosthesis, physical rehab. And there was another young man, about 22, 23, sitting there waiting. He was an amputee, and he was sitting there waiting, I guess, to see his doctor or to get his brace adjusted, talking to the wall. Do you realize how many American soldiers, let me repeat that, not foreign, American soldiers, men and women, brothers and sisters, are out there with a lot of pain. Some of it physical, you could see. Some of it emotional. Do you realize how many families are going through the same trauma with their men and women, their sons and daughters, dads and moms? And we are able to sit here today on Veterans Day. God has blessed a lot of us. But there's a lot of other men and women that are there by themselves, that are going through emotions and physical pain every day. There's families that are going through pain. There's homeless, thousands of homeless vets in this country. Somebody said it's getting a little bit better. It wasn't me who said it. It's not better enough. And it breaks my heart that we as a country, we as this dynamite young country, do not take better care of our own backyard. Happy Veterans Day. God bless you all.
Thank you, Councilmember Gomez. I'd like to invite now Councilwoman Norma Macias to the podium.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, veterans. I'm honored to be here today with all of you. You are the very reason why this country is great. You're part of our history. And as Councilman Gomez pointed out, there's still much to do. I'm proud to be a part of the city that has continually worked to improve conditions for veterans. I'm proud to be a part of a council that has the opportunity to vote on these issues. But the reality is that if we've done anything at all, it's been because of your activity and your involvement. Because as veterans, you came back and you've continued to be leaders for other future veterans. So thank you. Thank you for leading the way, and thanking you for helping us be a more responsible city for your needs. And as Councilman Gomez pointed out, there's still much to do. It is not a Democrat issue. It is not a Republican issue. It is about doing the right thing for our veterans. As our mayor pointed out, we had an election last Tuesday. Lots of people cried, lots of people laughed. At the end of the day, I think we should all be grateful that we had the opportunity to vote. Whether we agree or disagree, that is a privilege that we have been given because of your hard work. You are the very reason why this country is great, so thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, Veterans Day isn't just today, it's every day. And whatever we can do to help veterans, we need to do it. And thank you to our leaders here, Mike, Felix, and you know, the whole crew of veterans that are always just continually been involved in our city. Have a great day.
Thank you, Councilwoman Macias. Now I'd like to invite to the podium Councilwoman Victoria Martinez.
Good morning. Good, beautiful, glorious morning that we have the privilege and honor to be here with all of you. Our veterans of foreign wars, thank you for being here. American Legion, thank you for being here. As I was reflecting on what I wanted to say, I was thinking back to this past 2 weeks. This past Saturday, I had the opportunity of attending the Marine Corps Ball. Happy 239 years, Marines. There you go. I was expecting a hoorah or something like that. From you, that sounds good. From me, it doesn't so much. But you know what? Happy birthday. I recently saw the movie Fury, which depicts an event in World War II. I'm a big fan of Band of Brothers, and I found myself just turning it on just to watch the other day. And I recently finished a book called Unbroken, about a incredible story of a guy named Louis Zamperini, who served in World War II, was a hero and a POW. But as I was looking back and thinking about all of those stories, all of that entertainment that I had experienced, I realized that service is not entertainment. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's sacrifice. And I'm going to tell you, every one of those stories shared the sacrifice of our veterans, or of that particular person that story was being told about. Not only did it share the sacrifice of those particular individuals, but it also shared the sacrifice of their families. There is a lot of sacrifice that goes when your man or woman is gone for months at a time, and you are left at home wondering, how are they? Are they healthy? Are they happy? Are they alive? To our families of our veterans, I want to say thank you. Because without you, a lot of our veterans would not be able to do and perform the service that they do each and every day, knowing that what they do is being there for you, providing you a better country, providing you a safe and secure home that you can rest your head. My father, an Army veteran. My brother graduated from the Naval Academy. Countless uncles, and even an aunt who have all served. I come from a long line of family that has a very, very rich veteran history, and we respect our veterans, and I'm really proud to be and represent a city that does exactly that. We've got a huge veteran history, and we're very much a community that honors our veterans. Our veteran village is only the first, but God willing, it's the first of many shelters that will home our homeless veterans. I'm proud to be a part of a city that has that here each and every day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget our female veterans who have gone off and have served those ladies get to be a part of these ceremonies. I see a colleague, Janet Chin. Thank you for representing the women who have served. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored to be here with you today as somebody who respects the dedication, courage, commitment, strength, and sacrifice. And because you volunteered, and some of you not so much of a volunteer, but because you served, I am grateful. My family is grateful. Our community is grateful. God bless you. God bless your families. Have an incredible Veterans Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Martinez. Now I'd like to invite our Senator, Dr. Ed Hernandez, to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. It is always a pleasure to be here in the city of El Monte. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank all those individuals who, number one, have helped put this together. Obviously, there's individuals who have always spearheaded, Mr. Felix, as well as Mr. Gomez, for all the work that they've done. But it's not only them, it's the majority, their council majority, that has agreed to make sure that they honor and as well as pay tribute to the veterans. So let's give them a round of applause. If you think about it, we are extremely lucky. And why is that? Well, first of all, because we live in an incredible country. We live in the greatest, I believe, the greatest country in the world. Yes. And there was references made about elections and politics and agreeing and disagreeing. But what makes this country great? Number one is the fact that we live in a democracy. We have the ability and the right to vote. We may choose not to, but we have the right to vote. We have the ability to assemble here in peace. We have the ability to disagree with our government. We have the ability to have freedom of speech. We have the ability to do whatever we want and make whatever we want of ourselves. Achieve the American dream. But all of that has come at a price from the inception of our country. And that price has always been paid by our veterans. And those individuals who've either served, are serving right now, or are going to serve, will pay or have paid the ultimate price, and that is of their life. So think about what we have and how special we are in this country, and it is due to the freedoms that we have because of the veterans. So I personally want to thank all of you here who are veterans. I want to thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for the heroic act that you've done by serving. So let's give all of our veterans a round of applause. So I'd like to just close by, again, commending the city of El Monte, and I'd like to present to the mayor and the city council this Veterans Recognition. And it says, in recognition of your 2014 Veterans Day celebration, honoring all who have served our country, the great state of California, and the residents of this great city of El Monte, thank you for your commitment to celebrating veterans and their families with the community, dated this November 11th, 2014, signed by myself, State Senator Ed Hernandez of the 24th Senate District. I want to thank you for allowing me to participate, and God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you very much, Senator, for joining us and for your words. I want to thank all of you for your touching tributes to veterans. And now I would like to invite Councilmember Jay Gomez to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Councilman.
You got that shot. it's kind of cute how it, sometimes, you know, I guess when somebody comes up, everybody has to applaud or they applaud, and it just tickles me. Anyway, you know, for a keynote speaker, if you think back a little bit, it wasn't long ago that the city of El Monte, and let me just emphasize the city of El Monte, one of the only cities in the San Gabriel Valley, with their partners, built a homeless veterans village. Built a homeless veterans village. Your city took the lead. Tomorrow, I pray other cities in the San Gabriel Valley will take the lead. I understand that Boyle Heights just built a homeless veterans housing project of 30 units. Ours is 41 units. But we still have thousands, 96,000 to be exact, homeless veterans in this country. And who better to talk about veterans on Veterans Day than a young man who was homeless and now lives in the city of El Monte's Homeless Veterans Village. Allow me to introduce Staff Sergeant James Jacobs, retired, United States Marine Corps, resident of Veterans Village. Let's give him a big hand, please.
Well, I'd like to say good morning to everyone. Semper Fidelis. That's right. But, you know, it's a great honor being here this morning. It really is. I feel really happy about being here in the city of El Monte. After a long struggle with homelessness for 16 years, I would like to give thanks to Mercy Housing for giving me the opportunity to obtain stable housing at the Veterans Village of El Monte, right down the street here. And also for some of my fellow veterans that are here today. The Veterans Village of El Monte, wow, World War II vets there, Korean, myself, Vietnam vet, Desert Storm. And it's a great pleasure being there. We have a close conglomerate with each other. The culmination of me being a resident at the Veterans Village of El Monte was a long struggle for 16 years. And I'd like to thank God and also the city of El Monte, Mercy Housing, for giving me that opportunity to obtain that great stable housing. It's been a very long time, and but you know, yeah, I heard Eric there. Yeah, but nevertheless, given that opportunity to be here is very fulfilling for me. It really is, as a, you know, for a devil dog. It's an ongoing process. Therapy. I also go to therapy twice a week for the last 17 years with kinesial therapy, and it's an ongoing process that never stops, never stops. But then, there's one main thing I want to mention to everyone today. You know, some people make things happen. Some people watch things happen. Some people wonder, what happened? Okay? But I have to say, for the city of El Monte and Mercy Housing, they make things happen. And this is what gets everything going, okay? And I would like to thank everyone for being here today. My buddy Randy Ranger back there. Veterans from the Veteran Village are here also. And we're very thankful to be there. We really are. And I would like to say God bless you, everyone, and have a happy Veterans Day today. Bye-bye.
I want to thank Staff Sergeant Jacob If you could please remain here for our council to present to you with a token of appreciation for your participation in our Veterans Day program today. Sergeant. Yes.
What an incredible and fitting way to celebrate Veterans Day. And shortly, entire council, we're going to come up here. We want to memorialize this day. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us and bringing forth to our community why what we do as a city, family, is so important to so many. And just very inspired by you. Thank you. This morning we're going to present to Staff Sergeant James Jacobs, retired, United States Marine Corps, a tile of the city of El Monte in recognition of your keynote speech at the Veterans Day celebration held at El Monte City Hall by the mayor and the city council members of the friendly city of El Monte, the end of the Santa Fe Trail, 2014. Staff Sergeant, thank you very much again for honoring us today with your speech, and we wish you so many blessings in your future. Welcome to the city of El Monte.
Thank you very much, Mr. Monte.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Get him, James!
Another round of applause for Staff Sergeant Jacob and all of our newest residents to the city of El Monte, all of the other folks who live at our Veterans Village. Welcome to the beautiful city of El Monte. Thanks for coming out today. Now I'd like to welcome the commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 10218, Mr. Michael Felix, for the annual Veterans Day poem.
You know, they always save the best for the last. Okay. First of all, I have to apologize to Melissa Klaus and Melissa Hayashi. I blew their names earlier, okay? They did a great rendition of the national anthem, didn't they? And also, since my wife is a Viking, I think that we need to thank the Mountain View High School marching band that came out this morning. And I'm going to say James Farici, and I probably blew his name too. But thank you, Vikings. We appreciate you guys. November is the month for thanks and Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, we give thanks for all the things that we have. Today is the day that we give thanks to the men and women who made it possible for us to have all the things that we have, and we don't think about it. You know, there's a lot of good veterans in this community that are doing a lot of good things, and so we want to make sure that we recognize them. We were at the park passing out candy, I think it was a couple weeks ago, for the trunk or treat. And there sure was a lot of kids there. A lot of adult kids too. Yeah, I didn't like that. But anyhow, the thing of it was, is that as the night went on, I mean, they just kept coming and coming. And toward the end, or when we ran out of candy, this mom comes up with 3 young daughters, girls. They stood at attention and one by one came up to us and said, "Thank you for your service. We appreciate you." And we were kind of blown away by that. You know, nobody does that anymore. The city of El Monte's always been good at doing that. And so we're grateful for being here today. Veterans are patriots. Veterans really put it on the line for us. We feel like we have a vested interest in this community. But veterans don't talk or brag a lot. That's part of our problem. We just do what we gotta do and get it on. From my own post, there's a lot of good veterans that need to be acknowledged. Frank Chavez, you might have seen him on the front of the paper today. He has epilepsy, really kicking his butt. But he's become an advocate for epilepsy and has joined the foundation. Jose Monte is doing that Emerald Nexus Rios de los Rios or whatever the heck they are. Daryl Cravey, our winner of the Dr. Ed Hernandez Service Award, is a volunteer police officer, horseback rider, goes to McDonald's house and all that. And then look over here, here's Janet Chen. She works for Dr. Hernandez, and she's still serving. So there's a lot of people that serve. I'll give a little plug in here. We're going to be doing Thanksgiving baskets, and then we're going to do Christmas baskets for veterans in the community. We started at 7, we're up to 150. So if any of you kind people would like to drop some food or toys by the VFW hall, we would greatly appreciate it. I got a small, short poem. I know you've all been waiting anxiously for it. So here we go. You put it on the line for us. We won't forget that you are A+. This country stands because of you. Your service seals, red, white, and blue. No better troops embrace the earth. Thank God for you, our greatest worth. We pray for you both day and night, both night and day. God be with you along your way. You wear that uniform with pride and use your skills so well applied. The rank you hold does mean one thing, that you are GI and you are first string. Be well assured we back you strong. How proud we say that you belong. Without your will to walk the walk, we'd have no right to talk the talk. God bless America. God bless El Monte. And God bless all of you. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Commander Felix, for your annual salute to veterans. We will now have a musical tribute by the Mountain View High School Band, directed by Mr. James Faraci. retreat.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. While we're up here, we might as well give one more plug in. The VFW is holding the first annual New Year's Eve party with the Pistoleros playing. So we're in the newspaper, get down there, that's our first fundraiser. And we really appreciate your cooperation and support. Color guard! Retrieve colors!
Please be seated just for 1 second. You know, let me thank everybody that's here. But most importantly, let me thank our veterans, our men and women. And let me continue to thank our men and women every day of my life. And I ask you to please, it's not just about Veterans Day or Memorial Day. It's not once a year or twice a year. It's not because there's going to be sales at Sears and everywhere else. It's because it's the right thing to do. Thank our men and women. Thank their families. Sometimes a smile and a thank you will go such a long ways. Sometimes that soldier, sometimes that family is going through some real difficult times. And you can bet that's true. It's not a maybe, it is a fact. And by you reaching out to them and making their day a little special, it makes all those burdens a little more able to deal with. If you notice, we have a flyover coming over, World War II, vintage aircraft. Again, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the city. And God bless all our men and women and their families. Have a great day.